Hello everybody, my name is John Perez, and today I'm going to share with you my proposal, which is entitled Strategies to Assess Students' English Performance During the Pandemic in Non-Face-to-Face Education. The pandemic has changed the paradigm of life. The education have been directly affected. Now, our school formation have moved onto the virtual modality. This presents a series of challenges for teachers. Now we are supposed to look for new methods or strategies to cover evaluation. Our research questions deal with it. It says, what are the most suitable strategies to assess students' English performance in virtual education? I consider that is our goal to propose proper methods to cover evaluation. Let me introduce you my objective for this proposal. The general goal is to design relevant methods of evaluating students' English performance in a realistic and suitable way. I have also some specific objectives, which are to be familiar with the most recurrent challenges that teachers face in online learning when assessing students' performance. Also, to look for strategies of evaluation that can be fit into the virtual education, as well as to demonstrate which approaches of assessment are likely to meet the needs of students based on research. It's important to mention that this proposal is backed up by some theories that some authors have proposed. For example, we got Kumul 2020 that mentioned challenges when assessing. Okay, so I have chosen this statement, this series of ideas based on research to address the goals of this proposal. Also, I have chosen the theory or the idea that Kumul 2020 has proposed as well, which is reliability. So we have considered this when proposing this series of techniques of assessing. Also, we got authenticity, which is a statement, which is an idea, a theory that Barber 2020 states, and also educational experience by Escurero 2008. These are part of my theoretical framework for this proposal. I really like this topic because when we talk about technology and virtual education, it offers a huge and endless method of covering evaluation, as well as we have many alternative ways of assessment. And also we need to take advantage of what the technology offers or provides. Now I'll talk about the conceptual framework. Okay, so throughout this project we have to encounter we will have to encounter some concept that is important to keep in mind when considering this project. For example, we got learner-centered, which is an idea that one particular author presented. He said, learner-centered provides constructive and progressive feedback or representation by students. Students also evaluate others' work group work, and team project. Okay, and traditional instruction. Okay, this is another concept that is important to bear in mind. Uh, a traditional instruction includes, let's say, any textbook and workbook used in classroom. For instance, it could be language art classroom, literature not textbook, writing textbook, and even vocabulary and spelling workbook. So I got this one, which is particularly interesting. It says flip learning. It involves students watching lecture videos as homework before classes. That permits, let's say, meaningful discussion, okay, interaction and activity during face-to-face sessions. So this is an idea that have been proposed before the pandemic, and I think that it is very useful for these current times. Monitoring and assessment. Okay, that's another concept that you can find in throughout this along this project. So this is a process or a way of gaining information about the progress of learners and also the effectiveness of the course, of the whole course. And unfortunately, we need to talk about skepticism, okay? Because there are some prejudices about virtual education. So this is an attitude of doubt towards one or more instances of knowledge which are asserted to mere belief. Okay? Our conceptual framework is full of compelling and interesting ideas of addressing with assessment. I'd like to present to you a series of techniques that can be fit into virtual modality of covering evaluation. The first one is called portfolio. So an e-portfolio is a collection of work of evidences in an electronic format that showcases learning over time. Okay, so it presents everything that the students have learned throughout the course. Wikis. This is another technique. Maybe you are already familiar with the web page which is called Wikipedia, where any person can define a concept. So wikis are online collaborative writing space that have several authors and contributors, so students can interact with teachers, right? Now we got learning journal, right? So it proposes to create a record of the learning journey through the course and all of the material and resources that they have used, including the insight that the journey have generated. Finally, we got blogs. Maybe you are already familiar with blog as well. So it could be an effective strategy, okay? A form of students' engagement to the foster collective and reflective learning. Finally, let's discuss the methodology for this proposal. In order to obtain the most realistic and suitable data for this proposal, I have chosen the qualitative approach. We are going to conduct a systematic literature review within a thematic analysis. So this proposal will be experimental. So we are going to carry on some observation in some institutions as well as a series of interviews. So this is our methodology for this project. Thank you so much.